want this? Or?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
mind
cool.
it here.
No,
It's a self. I mean,
little set
it's
dress.
it,
Yeah.
it is. It make. I think it sets off the whole set.
I
No.
like it. I do.
Speaking of sets, I was on the set of Marlon like
Yes.
not too long ago.
Really?
Yes, I was on the. I went to
I
the
know.
live
I know.
tape.
I know.
Yes, and that's where we Diallo and I had just a little bit of conversation, and
Yes.
I'm glad you're here in Chicago. Let's say welcome to the show
Welcome to Chicago now.
now. Yeah,
Now,
not
as
later.
you can see right now, it is nighttime in the city.
Yeah. We're just
Second city,
pretending.
about to be the fourth city. I don't know if you guys know this, but Houston is about to pass. Chicago is the third largest U.S. city.
Oh, that's
I don't know
cool.
if people know that.
No,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't
like,
know that.
who wants bragging? Oh, we got the
Who-
most people. That's a weird bragging. Right?
Who has those kind of like facts in their pocket though?
I don't.
Only
Pure
you.
nerds.
Yeah,
Pure
no.
nerds.
Well, you have.
I just surf Wikipedia sometimes, get all my half substantiated facts.
That's
It's
not.
cool.
It's definitely not facts there. Alternative facts.
Actually,
there.
I can tell you right now that there is one glaring error on my Wikipedia page, and I'm not going to correct it because for me, it's like why.
What is it?
I don't even want to say.
Please.
No, because if I'll put it like this: if identity thefts show up, believe Wikipedia. There you go.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Well, if people don't know who you are, I know you from the
Thank
Marlon
you.
show.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, like Marlon's sidekick, and you're hilarious. I mean,
thank you.
literally, I love the chemistry seeing all you guys.
Oh,
you,
it's great.
Essence,
Brisha.
Brisha, the kids. I
Like-
mean, I was on the episode where they were at the club. That the
When
club.
I lost my glasses,
yeah, when you
Yeah.
lost your glasses, and then
and I thought that nice short young man was Brisha. That was embarrassing.
Yes, it
That
was
was
so.
everybody hit me up from high school like, "Oh man, is that true what they say about Stevie?" And I'm like, "He didn't have his glasses on. He was knocking over glass. We thought that joke came across." Sorry.
It was hilarious though. Like literally
It was a fun
between
episode.
that and in between, I forgot what his name is, like Alex Thomas. That
Oh
keeps it-
yes,
he's
yes,
amazing.
Alex
He-
Thomas is not just an accomplished stand-up, but when you come see the show live on the Universal lot, he's the warm-up, and
he is amazing.
and sometimes we're like, "Alex, you're being a little too funny.
yes, he's so
I need him to
funny.
laugh at this stuff."
No, he's so funny. And you guys are actually going into a new season, and you're
Yes.
a little scared about being if you're going to get picked up. I mean, let's not even put that kind of.
You know what? We're not. This is. Let me get sincere for a second. Scary. We have had so much fun doing the show, and I think you'll even attest to the fact that, like, when you're on set with us,
Yes.
everybody's having a blast. You mentioned chemistry earlier. We have 4 distinct adult actors and 2 amazing kid actors. Among the adult actors, nobody's trying to run in anybody else's lane. Like, Stevie is not Marlon. Ashley, which is Essence's character, is not trying to be Brisha Webb. Who
Right.
I think of her both as Yvette and as Brisha Webb, who's like a force in her own way. Like, everybody's got their own lane. We're all very happy, and we like to think of ourselves as gelling like all the great comedy four tops, if you will, of, like that's The Honeymooners, that's Dare I Say, Seinfeld. Like, there are a lot of shows that have like 4 sort of main characters, and I think it only works when everybody's sort of like, oh, that's a Stevie joke, that's a Marlon joke.
Right.
This is when. By the way, Essence gets in some amazing jokes, and I love it in one of the episodes this year when, sort of taking on the H&M controversy, her and Marlon go and confront this H&M type company, and for once, Ashley's not trying to rein Marlon back; she's actually pushing him forward, like, "Go get him, honey!" Like, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch them play off
I
each
mean,
other.
it is amazing to watch, and I think anybody, if they're in LA, should go to a live taping.
Oh, it's the best. It's a party.
Different dynamic.
We have
like,
a DJ. We have Alex Thomas.
yes.
Marlon gets up in the stand sometimes, takes selfies with you. We had one young lady who had painted Brisha's face and brought in the canvas. So I don't know what's up with security. I don't know how she got anything that big in, but we can live with that. One guy had made like a Stevie T-shirt. Like, it really is like the best time you can have. We usually shoot on Thursday nights. It's like the best time you can have in LA.
Let's talk about your roots in Chicago, because
Yes.
while you guys are on set, one thing that I did notice is with each and every take, you might add a little something different.
Have to.
So did you take classes at Second City for improv?
Okay, so my trajectory is I grew up in Atlanta.
Okay.
Went to college, met my writing partner Bashir Salahuddin. We moved out to LA. We started writing some stuff together. Long story short, no
Don't
problem.
judge me.
Met my writing partner in college. We moved out to LA. I did start taking classes, not at Second City so much as Improv Olympic
Okay.
was really big. iOS they called it. I think
Yeah.
they just shut down. I also did UCB a lot out there. So yes, I think it's always important because I always get asked like, how is it that you balance writing and acting
Right.
all together? And I'm always like, well, it's always important to always be learning.
Okay.
So you need those improv classes to sort of loosen your brain up. You need to take writing courses so that you know what you're doing there, and you have to take acting classes. There are a lot of classes you have to take. So while you're waiting to do your thing, you might wait tables. I was a DJ. I still DJ sometimes. Like figure out a way to pay for your craft while you're learning your craft, and then when you get to finally do your craft, you'll be prepared.
Yeah, I have been taking some improv classes myself at Second City.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I just
I think
finished
that's definitely the way to go.
improv one, and everybody's like, "But you, so do you want to be an actor?" And I'm like, "No, I just think it'll make me a well-rounded person,
By the
or
way,
and host or whatever."
100%. And by the
Yeah.
way, you do not have to be an actor to really get into improv classes.
No.
Like they actually have corporations that'll send their employees there because that method that they teach you about, like yes and like
Right.
I say something and then you come along for the ride with me. Like that sort of behavior can serve you in almost any professional
Oh
setting.
yeah, they have like improv for anxiety, like different things. It's
Totally.
just not for acting.
Wait, not that you can't, but like I actually kind of want to put my kids in an improv class. There's nothing more fun and free spirited, I should say, than a kids improv class because they don't have our hangups.
No.
Like they say it's a bowl full of fruit and a dinosaur over there. Like they're all on board. And
Yeah.
it's really
It's
beautiful
different.
to see.
Yeah. So let's talk about in Chicago. You will be filming a new
We are
show.
shooting a show
Yeah.
this summer in Chicago called South Side. So my writing partner, who I mentioned earlier, he grew up on the South Side. I think it's like 83rd and Emerald, and we had always talked about doing shows about our hometown. We did a pilot. We actually did two pilots based in my hometown for HBO. The pilot that we did for Chicago for Comedy Central is the one that's going to make it to air. Like I said, called Southside, January 2019. With Chicago in the news, like you don't even have to live in Chicago to always hear about Chicago. And obviously, it's being used. People will demagogue Chicago, say Chicago, especially the South Side, is like a terrible hellhole and all that kind of stuff. And so, not only is my writing partner from there, but every single member of our regular cast is either someone who grew up on the South Side or is still actively living on the South Side. There's not a show where you're going to see tons of famous faces. No, I would say a huge, maybe as high as 75-80% of our actors are Chicago actors, and most of them, the majority of them, are from the South Side.
Cool.
We literally went in search of people who've never done any acting before, but they are funny people. They have big personalities. And we want to show that there is something on the South Side other than what you might hear on the news. Like, there's so much love, there's so much laughter, there's so many good people. And people are like, y'all are doing a show about South Side on Comedy Central? What's funny? Trust us. Like, we believe in holding up a real mirror to the picture. And I'll be honest, I grew up on what is supposed to be the bad side of Atlanta. I grew up there. I maybe saw one gun my entire childhood wielded in that, violent way. I saw it once. I think it's very important to let people know that even if you don't live in the best neighborhood, you're still living life. You still are, going about your way, either to your job, to your school, hanging out with family. It's very important that we show the other side of the South Side.
I completely agree. I always say that whatever's in the news or about Chicago, it's always the bad stuff.
Oh.
Like you never really see. Even they try to turn our president being from here, or our former
Barack,
president,
yeah.
bad. So I mean, I think it's amazing that you're doing that and you're finding the.
Well, let me say we have a running joke on the show that no matter what happens in the episode, at the very end of each episode, we're thinking about having like this news anchor come on and mention the one sort of like bad thing that happened in the episode.
If were you asking if I was available?
I got it. I got to check with your agent.
Yes,
But no, we were saying like if we have an episode where like a fight breaks out
Yeah.
at a party, like we'll have a news anchor get on at the end of the day and be like, "Violence strikes a South Side party." Like
right.
it could be
Right.
the whole episode could be lovely, but we'll
Yes.
just always highlight that.
Yeah, have something like negative just to bring them back here.
Yeah.
Like,
Just to snap them into place.
Yeah, no, I think that it's good. Are you excited? Because are you filming here or no? You're gonna film.
No,
it
we're
again?
absolutely. I mean, like,
Really?
we're filming all.
Okay.
Look, here's the irony. We, I would say, most of the show is shot using Southside exteriors.
Oh,
Like
cool.
shot right there in the community, trying to help those businesses, help those communities. Um, but even some of the scenes, well, I hope I'm not giving away too much. Like we have a scene that's supposed to take place in the Gold Coast,
Oh.
and we found like this one block on the south side that kind of looks like the Gold Coast. So we were like, we'll even shoot that here. Like we're going above and beyond just so that we can, again, just so that we can shine some real light on all the talented actors and actresses and big personalities that actually live there. I'm so excited to introduce you. You're going to see an ensemble cast of people that you've never seen before, and I think that alone is very exciting to me because, Bashir and I, my writing partner, we're not just writers, we're actors, and we have aspirations of directing. So
Mhm.
we will direct somebody who's never acted before and get a really authentic performance out of them. I think that authenticity is so important to us. So maybe in this scene, it's not at Harold's, it's at Robinson's. Like we have these conversations,
Mhm.
and we're like, oh, it's got to be Garrett's popcorn. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's got to be Kick cereal. These are not product placement things. These are real conversations that we have when we're writing the show.
Oh yeah, no, this is great, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I really do hope that Marlon continues to grow.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
Marlon is now on Netflix, and I will say, just ever since we came,
Yes, everybody's been.
I get DMs and texts and emails from around the world now. Like there was somebody who was like, "You've really given my family a show that we can watch here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia." Like,
Oh, that's so
and it's
great.
so touching, and it sounds cheesy because like on the one hand, I'm like, I'm a guy who says silly stuff for a living, but on the other hand, I can remember growing up watching shows, watching movies with my mom, no longer here, and I remember her laughing. I remember how much joy we would get watching some of our shows. And I'm just like, if that's my role in life, just to bring that moment of joy into somebody's life, I think that's worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that laughter is important, especially at a climate like this. So kudos to Marlon, kudos to you guys. I mean,
We love doing that show.
you're just as important to that show
And
than
I'm not a writer on that show. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you get to write and be on Marlon. Like, there are days when I wake up and I'm so thankful that I'm not a writer on Marlon. Like, there's something like a chef bringing another chef of this hearty meal.
Mhm.
So I always talk to the writers, but like at the end of the day, I love the fact that there's a show that I don't have to worry about. How's the A story going to loop back into the B story? No, I get to show up. There's a script there, and I just have to focus on my craft with the words,
Studying your
as
lines.
opposed to
Yeah.
other shows where like I play a character on Southside, but uh, on that show, it's really not about me. It's about this ensemble cast
Okay.
of
So,
Chicagoans.
because is that hard to try to memorize lines from both two different shows at the same time, or
No, because you're
no?
never shooting shows at the
At the
same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've already finished shooting season 2 of Marlon. Now my focus is Southside for the summer. Even as I, try to get people to watch in a very sincere way, watch Marlon because I think it's a great show to watch with your family. It's just a fun show. It's like the perfect show for the summer.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah.
come on after Steve Harvey. So after you see your little big shots, you can see Marlon take his shot.
Yes, I love it. So I know you got to go. We probably did pass your time, but if you come back to
I'm here. It's raining outside. Can I just say that's the one thing that I'm not used to in Los Angeles? Like it doesn't rain. Like I woke up this morning, did not check the weather, didn't look out my window. I like walked out there in like a t-shirt and shorts, and I was like, oh, this is new. What? What am I on a film shoot? Like, is there?
no,
Where's that
no,
water coming from? So no, we're
no.
good.
It was bad today. I don't know what. I was so mad at
People were
it.
slipping, sliding over the road.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't do that here. That's a LA thing.
Oh,
But what I'm saying is just traffic. It was a mess, and
you got to be careful out there.
yeah, people getting in, all kind of
We
incidents.
know, we know. I know.
Yeah, but no, anytime you want to stop by and chit chat, I'm
I
here
would
in
love that.
Chicago. You're more than welcome, and I hope you could share this on your social media. I think people just need to see.
100%.
Yeah, and
My,
give
my social media comes cheap.
media.
I would people Photoshop my head onto a dog, and I'm like, ooh, post.
Right
That's
now,
all me.
I'm just saying a lot of times black media gets not the same amount of love as
That's
general. So,
ridiculous. Yeah,
you
especially
know,
since we're some of the main people on social media, and some of the, for better or for worse, some of the most voracious consumers of media. So
I agree, but
ignore the black consumer at your risk. I'm talking to you, Mr. Cameraman, with your Sony camera.
No, but it was great talking to you and great catching up. I'm glad I was able to see you in both realms, to see you
Yes.
when you were working and on set and, doing the press day. And then now in this juncture, starting launching a new show. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, Nakia.
No, good job and keep up with the good work.
Hey, I will keep up the good work. Where should we go tonight? This looks like a very exciting city.
It does. Everything's bustling and it is
Wow.
raining. So let's go to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, you can
Let's
barely tell it's raining outside that window.
Let's actually go to the Gold
Let's
Coast.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No, but I'll make sure everybody keeps it locked on Marlon and on Southside because they need
Sweet.
to keep it.
I love it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Chicago now.